I want to talk about the Challenge Cup, though, because the OL Reign have advanced to the next round, despite being the team that has lost the most amount of players to the World Cup. What does it say about the depth of this group, and how is the group doing with so many players missing?
Yeah, I think obviously it's hard. You know, we've lost a lot of players, a lot of teams have, but I think, you know, Laura has been around this league for a long time, and she knows what the league looks like and what our team needs to look like when we lose kind of these players. And so, yeah, she's put a squad together that, you know, will be able to deal with the girls that we're missing. And I think our depth just kind of shows that she's done that. The roster is great. The girls that come in are great. They work so hard. And they've done a great job.
Jess, we played together at Reign, and I feel personally that's where I grew the most in my mentality and in my playing career, because playing with you, Pino, Bevianes, Lou Barnes, players that have just created such a great environment. What's been the mentality with these players gone, with you leading the team, to keep it going and keep it pushing in this absence?
Yeah, first of all, thanks. That's really nice. It's really nice to hear from somebody who's been at our club. I think, you know, the message that is sent is not just sent like now or sent 2 weeks ago. We knew that this was going to happen from the beginning of the season, from preseason, and our message has been to everybody within the group from day one of preseason that you will be needed, we will need you. And so, you know, if you know that as a player from day one all the way kind of through, then you do feel valued, and you know that every day that you show up, that at some point we are going to need everything that you have. Mm-hmm. And in these moments when they know that they kind of have to show up for us, and they do that. And I think it's just the way that, like I said, it's been ingrained from preseason minute one that this is not just about one player. It's not just about 11 players. We need all 26 or 28 or how many players we've used and how many players we've got with the, you know, international replacement players. Mm-hmm. Everybody here is valued, and when you feel that way, then you will produce when you need to. And I think that's what we've done so far.
Jess, it's evident that you bring that out of your teammates, but you also bring it because you've been in the NWSL since its inception and with OL Reign since 2013 and that inception, and you have scored every single year with OL Reign. I know there's a lot to choose from, but which is your favorite goal that you've scored in the NWSL?
I think my favorite goal is, I think it was 2015 at Memorial Stadium against Sky Blue for the Reign. I think it was we were unbeaten basically for like 2 years, and we were losing to Sky Blue at the last home game season, and I scored a header and we drew it, but it was a late header, like really late in the game, tied the game up, kept our unbeaten streak for 2 years, and it was just it was a sensational game. My family were over for the first time. It was absolutely lashing it down with rain, which is my favorite kind of condition to play in. Yeah. So that's my favorite kind of goal in terms of what it meant. I've scored a few bangers, but
for sure.
That's so special. And with all these goals come incredible celebrations. Which one is your most legendary celebration?
Let's go.
You know, I think for a long time I just used to do like a little old fish pump, they used to call it. I think that was my kind of go-to, but it's changed now. I think they've got more fans, so we just kind of roll with it. I did a couple of dances for my nephews. They used to send over dances for celebrations, so you know, they're all kind of fun.
Is that how the infamous chicken dance came about? Was that for your nephews?
You know what? I wish it was, but no. That was actually a inside joke with me and Z. Apparently, I dance like that. That was the whole thing. He said to me,
"Oh, wow.
When you're happy, you actually just dance like that." And I was like, "No, I don't."
Oh my gosh.
Kind of like
Look who's dancing now, right? Celebrating. I was on that call and I loved that winner, winner, chicken dinner, little celebration. This team also has a lot of fun, Jess. And we're seeing you smile here. You're also showing up to training in what looks like a pretty fly outfit. Your guys' entrance at home games has been one of the things that really has stood out in NWSL over these last couple of years. These introductions to the team as they come in, the walk-ins. You guys have some good style. Who do you think tops it on your team with the best style on game day?
Yeah. Look, I'm going to have to go with my wife, Izzy. I think she kills the game all the time. But we have obviously Pino and we have Soph and Lulu. Elise Bennett sometimes throws it down. We have a lot of players that have a very kind of unique style, and I think even Rose sometimes.
Oh,
I love the game day.
Yes,
I know.
that's like this different, very, very different style. I think that's what I love about our team the most is that they're just so individual. They're so unique. They stick to who they are with what their style is. Yeah. And it ranges. I mean, it our range of style is. So yeah, I love that. I love that for them.
Yeah. Poppy introduced you as the most capped player in Wales history. You did not play in the game, but Wales recently played the U.S. women's national team. So I'm going back to the World Cup. I'm going back to this U.S. team. You know a lot of the players on the U.S. team, but I want to talk about from your perspective. As a team playing in the U.S. right now, what is the perception of this U.S. team, and what do you feel like they need to do better in order to find results here going into a really important game, not only tonight, but also in the knockout rounds potentially?
Yeah, I think, when we were playing them, I'll just talk from like Wales' perspective of how we were kind of to play them. I think obviously that they have great players, and so that can be a little bit kind of intimidating at times, but that also they do have a couple of weaknesses, and they struggle in their kind of mid to final third play, and how to really create big goal scoring opportunities, as opposed to, yes, they can score and they have individual talents that can score, but for me they're really kind of missing right now their team cohesion between like mid to final third. Yeah. And I think as our group, like we knew that, so then just being kind of, well, we thought that, I don't think we knew that. And so, just being super disciplined and compact and having good structure, you can always, you'll make that even more difficult. And I feel like, I feel like that was pretty evident with the Netherlands too. And I think that, once, the USA is still a very new team. And so it's always kind of the last thing that comes when you put a new team together, is that mid to final third real intensity and execution. And I think once that clicks, I think the USA will just be a level above, but it's just, will that click and when will that click?
Yeah, there's no doubt they've got all the talent. Just very quickly before we let you go, Jess, pick to win the whole thing. Are you going with the US?
I am.
Yeah, three-peat. I love it.
They were my pick at the very beginning, so I'm gonna stick with them.
Okay.
Nice. If you didn't pick that, I think Megan Rapinoe would have something.
I was about to say.
She'd hold that against you, wouldn't she?
I know. I would have to be moving back to Wales if I didn't say that. So.
How about your game this weekend, Jess, against the Portland Thorns? What can we expect in that game? A massive matchup coming up for you guys.
Yeah, I think it's the games against Portland are always tasty. I think they obviously have just come off a loss as well, and we've kind of guaranteed our spot into the next round of the Challenge Cup. So I think it'll be interesting for them. They want to get back to winning ways. For us, we want to get top seed so we can host the semi. So, I think I do think there'll be an extra bite to this. And I,
always, right?
Always.
It always is. I think you'll see goals. I do. But in the same breath, you know, we don't want to get any injuries. We want to make sure that we're ready for when the regular season starts back up. We have KC the week after that. And with all our players gone, we can't do an awful lot of rotation that we have been doing for the beginning of the year. So, you know, we'll go to win, obviously. We never go to do anything less. So it'll be, and it's Portland, so, you know, Laura will probably throw rotation out the window anyway when it comes to Portland.
We love a Cascadia rivalry, especially when there's even more on the line. Jess, best of luck this weekend. Thanks so much for joining us on Attacking Third.